All right, I just wanted to do a quick video as I got inspired tonight to share what I carry on every mountain bike ride I do. I do have two separate systems. I have a smaller waist style pack that I carry for, really local rides, shorter rides, stuff where I'm not going to need a second layer of clothing. And then I have a much bigger bag where I can fit everything that I need in it, pretty much ever, and the kitchen sink as well. So I'm going to go over that piece by piece, and then I will go into a couple of the pouches that I carry as well. So the two different packs I use, one is the Osprey Escapist 30. I'm a little bit newer to that pack. Got it when the REI dividends came out. And it's a really great pack overall. You can fit anything in it. It's probably, if anything, a little too big, but it fits my body well. I have a pretty long torso, and I have trouble finding stuff that's long and comfortable on me, but it's been great. And then I have this Arctos Epic 14.4 that I've been using for a while, and I have zero butt, and I've always wanted to just wear a waist pack, but I bought one once from REI, filled it up with water, filled it up with tools, was super stoked, went out on a ride at South Mountain. I got about 1/8 of a mile before I hit some rocks and started bouncing around, and it slid right down my butt. And no matter how tight I tightened it, that just kept happening, and I had to completely end my ride that night and return it to REI, which stunk, but it was what it was. So they've made packs like this for a while with the suspender type system on them that are a waist pack, but this one's new and it's really tough, and I really like it. The wing pockets are massive. I can fit my DJI Neo in this case in it. That's a drone, and it's massive, and I don't have to take my bag off to get the drone out, which is crazy. So I've been wearing that one quite a bit because it's really handy for filming if I want to use the drone. So there are some differences in what I carry between the two packs. In the Arctos pack, I carry this smaller med kit that also has a bleeder kit in it. It's got clotting type materials in there that you would need for a massive wound. Now, in the bigger bag, I carry this bigger kit, and I also carry and I also carry an Israeli bandage, and I think I have a tourniquet in here as well, but that goes in both bags. So that's a kind of a thing that will really clot stuff up. So in the bigger bag, these are my outbound lights that I do night rides with. I will generally take my 1-up pump in there as a backup to this Flextail pump that I got for Christmas, and it's just an amazing little pump. We were out on a ride a couple of weeks ago. My friend Josh got a hole in his sidewall. We had to plug it multiple times, and we had to probably inflate his tire 4 to 5 times all the way up, and it still had 1 bar of battery left in it. Now, it's a little scary because if you have to keep airing it up, you're gonna want a pump that's endless, but that is something that happens so rarely. But if I'm gonna do an epic ride, I'll have that pump with me. So I have generally kept this pressure gauge in there too, which is really good. Don't use it a ton, but it's great to have when I'm going up north or something. But I will also nowadays have the Flextail with me, which has a pressure gauge on it. This is my drone remote. Now, if I really want to do some filming of stuff that's really up high, the drone is kind of a selfie drone, and it will follow me and take selfies basically. And it will work with my phone as a remote, but it'll only go, oh gosh, I think 30 feet high with that. With the remote, it can go, I think, 300 feet, and it's claimed to go up to a mile in distance. I've never flown it that far. It's really lightweight, and I'm kind of scared to do so. So I will also have, I think I put this in both bags, just a bandana and an extra shoelace. You never know when a shoelace is gonna break if you're not wearing a BOA system, which I kind of wear both. And but you can also use a shoelace for a million other things. I also have Gorilla Tape at all times. I use it all the time, and I have a little smaller roll there. What else? So in both bags I will carry a Tubelito tube. Now I run tubeless, but you never know when it's just going to fail on you and you need a tube. I will carry nutrition in the bag, in either bag. Some salt stick, some energy chews, some energy gels, a little extra hydration electrolyte thing, but I carry 1 to 2 bottles of electrolytes with me, along with my 100 ounces of water that goes in each bag. This is an addition I added today after watching a few videos of what people carry with them. They said, you know, this has sugar, protein, it's a great backup source, and it doesn't melt in your bag. Now that I'm sure it can get a little gooey, especially here. I'm in Chandler, Arizona, suburb of Phoenix, where I think it was 105 degrees today. So I haven't ridden with them yet, but I'm not usually riding in the sun when it's 105 degrees anyway. I'm doing night rides or really early morning, or riding up north in the summer. What else here? I have zip ties with me all the time. I have a couple Velcro straps with me all the time. This is something I've started carrying recently. It's called Elite, and it's another form of electrolytes that you can just drip in your mouth and then drink some water, and it's high sodium, and it will really recharge you if you need it. I got my multi-tool. That goes in both bags, obviously. I have a little thing of stands that goes in both bags. I have an inhaler that goes in both bags. Now I have some camera equipment. This is drone batteries, DJI Action batteries, Mic Mini, a light for when I'm doing night rides, and a little selfie stick / tripod. Now I also will carry sometimes this bigger tripod in this bag if I think I may want to do some kind of stationary shot. I do also always have that in my gear bag that will stay in my truck no matter what. So this is my toolkit. Let's go over that. I'm going to do this here so I can explain a little better what all I have. This does change every once in a while when I start wanting or needing different stuff. I have some survival stuff in this and my extra big med bag also. So I usually keep a lighter in there. This is a CO2 nozzle. I carry CO2. If your pump fails, I have a backup for that. Now I'm an Eagle Scout, and I take be prepared very seriously. I always have, and I'm usually over prepared. I have some tire boots. These will help you if you get a sidewall slash on your tire, and you can put this over it. You can also sometimes use a dollar bill if you're using a tube, and it's better to put a tube in if you're going to use these because it'll push it against the sidewall. What else do we have? I have an old patch kit. I haven't patched a tire in, I don't know, 10 years since I started using tubeless, but you never know. I have a little multi-tool that has pliers in it. I've used a little pliers tool on dozens of rides. You never know. This is Dynaplugs. These will plug a large hole in your tire really easily. I have Pedro's tire levers. They're insanely strong. I've never broken one. I have broken steel core tire levers on a Continental Cryptotol downhill casing. I have a little pocket knife. I have a SRAM quick link power lock for an Eagle 12 speed. I don't have anything that has SRAM on it now, which I'm pretty happy about, but I did 2 months ago. So I also have a Shimano power link in there. I have these Moose Trex tire levers that are also usable to pop your chain apart and take it off. I have extra CO2 cartridge. Again, I'm just ridiculously over prepared. More Shimano links. A whistle. You never know. I need to put a flashlight in this kit, honestly, because I ride so much, and what if one of my lights fails? Pretty stupid of me to not have one in there. Okay, and then I have this other little kit here that I will show you. Okay, this kit has some bacon strips in it. These will also plug a decent sized hole in your tire. If you don't know what those are, Google it and you'll find out. This is a valve core remover. If you need to put extra stands in there, you got to take the valve core out. If you break a valve core, you need one of these little removers. They make smaller ones now, and they have some valve stems that have a core remover integrated in them, but I don't have those. Got a few extra power links. I've got a bunch of valve cores. I've bent them on the trail before. I tend to not run a cover on my valve stem because I just hate taking it off when I have to check my pressure on every single ride. It's just kind of an extra pain in the butt, and I've only ever bent a valve core from, you know, tweaking it wrong when I'm airing up the tire. So luckily I've never smashed a rock into one and bent it to where it was unusable or spitting out air, but I have backups if that happens, so who cares? Okay, this is kind of my extra medical / survival kit. I have a Sharpie in here. We have an insane amount of rattlesnakes in the Phoenix area. I am a liver transplant patient. If I get bit by a rattlesnake, it's probably not going to be good. You want to circle the area and write the time that you were bitten. I hope I never have to do that. Okay, this is a tourniquet. It's a military style tourniquet. These are splints. Now you straighten these out. You can tie them to your leg with something, and they'll act as a splint on your arm, your leg, you know, whatever you need it for. And you can maybe walk yourself out of somewhere. I have a little emergency blanket. Super glue. You got a big wound, you can glue it closed. This is called a, you can see it there. It's a kit for if you need to go to the bathroom. It's got wet wipes, it's got hand sanitizer, it's got a little disposal bag, it's got a little bit of toilet paper, and obviously you know what that's for. Oh, I have a second emergency blanket in here. I didn't know that. I have a bunch of bandages, redundancy. I'm a big believer in 2 is 1 and 1 is none. What's the liquid skin? This could be invaluable too. On a little gash, you can close it up with that. A lot of these bandages also have Neosporin coating on them. Very useful to not get an infection. And someone like me needs to not get an infection. So we'll just take another look here and call it a night. All right, so that is what I carry on rides. 90% of this stuff is with me on every ride. Again, you know, I can't fit the drone remote in that bag. I can't fit this giant dressing in that bag. I can't fit my pump and the air gauge in that bag, but everything from here over can go in that bag, surprisingly. It's a really robust bag for how small it is and looks, but you can cram just a ton of stuff in it. It's really amazing. This does change quite often. I am a gear dork and I get the itches to change things quite often, and I do. So but this is generally what I've run. I've been riding off and on for about 36 years, and through my experience, these are all things that I would like to have with me. Now, before I was into filming rides, obviously that stuff and the drone didn't need to be there, and I wear a stuntman mount when I'm filming for my action cam. But this is generally what I had in there before I was filming too, minus that stuff. So I hope you enjoyed this. Maybe you saw something that you might like to carry in your bag. Maybe you see something that I've missed that I should be carrying in my bag. Let me know in the comments. Give it a like, subscribe if you will, and we'll catch you on the next video.